All right, SpaceX just pulled off the biggest IPO in history, $75 billion raised, up to 19% day one. And I think most of you watching should not touch it. Not because it's a bad company, it isn't. It's because of the price and the valuation what they have pasted here. And there's a second reason that no American finance channel is going to tell you, the one that matters if you're investing from here in Europe. Let me show you both. First the math and then the part that affects us. Now here's the thing people miss with the hyped IPO. The IPO valued the company at $1.75 trillion. The revenue was about $19 billion last year. That's roughly 94 per times the sales. To put that into perspective, Nvidia, one of the most expensive tech stock, the biggest tech stock on the planet, trades at less than a quarter of that multiple. So it's not just me who is being spectac, it's also the other newses which are the experts which are being spectac here. So for example, Morningstar, not a meme account, they have their own channel. So they put out a fair price of $63 per share. The IPO is priced around 135. That's their estimate of saying that the stock is less than half of what people are willing to pay right now. Goldman Sachs is one of the leading underwriter. The bank is getting paid to sell this deal, and that's why you see so many articles from them. Is telling investors SpaceX will continue to grow from 19 billion last year to 474 billion by 2030. The AI division alone is supposed to jump from 3 billion to 322 billion. That's 100 times bigger jump. In the last 5 years, the same AI unit lost $6.5 billion last year and is supposed to outrun the most of the planet by end of the decade. Seriously, when the people selling you the stock need numbers that big to make the price make sense, that's your signal. It's something is not right. And here's the kicker. Last year, after folding in XAI, the company lost almost $5 billion. The AI cost computes are already eating up Starlink's profit. And we already seen this movie with Tesla in 2020. Same founder, same retail euphoria, same you don't understand. This one is a different energy vibe. The stock went vertical and then 2022 happened and it got cut into pieces. The exact conviction that powered this rally became the thing that crushed it when the sentiment turned. And I'm not predicting that. I'm just saying the price leaves no room for error. And that's a bad place to be to put your money you care about. From a fundamental point of view, it's really not making any sense. And technically, the stock has just landed, so it needs time to breathe. Before we get to Europe, you need to understand what an IPO actually is. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. And it changes how you treat every hyped listing, not just this one. A company like SpaceX doesn't start out public. For years, it raises money privately, Series A, Series B, Series C, round after round of investments and venture capitalists and early friends, early employees. They put money in years ago. And when the company was worth a tiny fraction of today's price, all that time their money is locked. They can't easily get out. So what is the IPO really? It's the exit. It's the day that those early backers finally get to turn years of paper gains into actual cash. The IPO isn't mainly about raising money to build rocket. It's the moment the people who got in early can finally sell. And they will sell, not because the company is bad. SpaceX might be a fantastic business. It's simply profit booking. And if you have locked into an investment for 10 years and suddenly it went 100 times, you would take some off the table, won't you? That's not betrayal of the company. That's just rational. And here's the uncomfortable part that no one is talking about. When they sell, someone has to buy. And on the day one, that someone is us, retails. The selling pressure from insider booking profit gets absorbed by not ordinary investors like us piling on the hype. Retail bears the brunt. And that's the harsh truth. This isn't a SpaceX thing. It happens across almost all IPO across everywhere in the world. So it happens everywhere. Now there is a mechanism that controls the timing of all this. It's called the lockup. Insiders can't dump everything on day one, so we are protected somehow. But with SpaceX, it's gonna happen in stages. Roughly around 20% can be sold around summer earning calls, and more trips can happen in October during the autumn times. But the big waves might happen in December, so you might see a peak going up and then coming down. And one good news here is that Elon Musk himself cannot sell anything. So he is locked in for a whole year till June 2027. So the biggest stockholder here cannot sell it, but everyone else can. So put together, the stock on the first day went almost around 19% up high just on the pure hype. And the wave of selling schedule is over along I would say somewhere around 6 months or so. Buying right now means that you are basically buying from people who are going to sell, so you are going to take a blunt of it, so that's very risky. Okay, what's the smarter play? So let them book their profit first. Let the supply work its way through. Let it breathe. Don't be in a hush. Don't be in a hurry. Don't become a FOMO just seeing a green candle or the hype which is happening here. Once the profit booking is done, it will show on the charts. When the stock settles, it will start to form a kind of a base, which we call in technical analysis. And then when it starts to drive up, then the real fundamental starts to come into place. And instead of hype, then you're actually going into the company who might have a better ratio and a value in that regard. And that's the point one really needs to start investing here. Okay, let me tell you what I would do in this situation. But before I tell you what I would like to do here, let me show you something really interesting. So this was the SpaceX. So for some of you, it might go a little bit more deeper, more complicated. Just bear with me for now. But the analysis is very simple. So basically, this is your SpaceX stock, which got listed on 12th of June. And if you see here, it got listed around in NASDAQ around 150 and went almost around 17% here, 17 to 19% here. Then came back to around 6%. So it stopped around 61. What was the closing price here? Yeah, 160, around 161. It closed around here. Now, just to have a look, I'm not sure if, but there are also other stocks which a lot of influencer or a lot of YouTube, if you would have seen the news and something, they would have been telling you about, okay, don't take SpaceX, but take the other stocks. They might be really good. And even if the SpaceX has such a high valuation, those might go. So let's have a look into it and see what exactly is the situation there as well. So one of the stocks which I saw very high on YouTube, Instagram was this Scottish mortgage. If you see here, it's dropping like crazy, like it's going really down. So there is nothing here to buy. Then another one was Gillette Industry, which a lot of people said that SpaceX depends upon it, and this would be the stock which would also go up. Now, if I see the charts here, one thing to put it out. So generally I follow a kind of a trend following system where the big investors or the big people, when they start investing, you can see a bump in the volumes here. Just to put it out very simply, there are other factors as well one has to consider, but if you just see here, this stock has been falling down since I don't know when. It's been down since I think 2002. It was hyped around very high, almost went around 1,000, and now it's back to $15 here. So, and there is has been a little bit of volume, but not so big. So it's not something to be considered about here as well. This was another stock where basically SpaceX is involved heavily and are buying some volumes. Now this looks interesting. Let me just check that this is from GetX, which there is still a volume here. But this looks actually interesting. Okay, let me see here with, yeah, with National Soccer. Okay, now you see this one is the good one because it's
Okay, it's been already, it's a form of a cup pattern here, which means that it's going through a phase where the company was not performing well due to any other reasons. There was some consolidation. If you see here, the volumes are going down. Then there's a heavy volume up here where someone is buying because of the fundamentals are good. And now you see here, it's almost moved around. In the last 3 months, it's moved around almost 100% here. And you see a big, huge volumes coming into picture. So this is the only one which looks very interesting here. And yeah, this is the one which I was also involved with the semiconductor industry, but this is good. This is the only one which works. Let's see the rest of them. Yeah, this one also had a good growth, but there is a big resistance on top, so I will avoid this. Yeah, this one is also another very small Finnish stock in the aerospace industry, which is also no, with the SpaceX, there has been nothing here. It's all pure hype, caused it to raise up, and now there is nothing happening here. This one is Destiny. Okay, this was also one of the ones where they said that they were invested into SpaceX. Yeah, here also there's heavy selling happening. Not interested. Okay, this one was again with the hype. It went up, but after SpaceX, it's also coming down. There are huge volumes here, so no. This one again looks interesting, but the price range for me is very high. But let's have a look here. What's happening? Okay, this one is also one stock which might, it's the same semiconductor industry, which is anyways in the bullish range. So you can see here, uh, there has been quite significant volume, and this one is better. So the ones, but it's already in a very high range. So once it gives a pullback, then it could be interesting here. The rest of them, this is again, there's nothing from the technical side here. This was again one of the companies which I found on Instagram. A lot of people were promoting Red Wire Corporation with the wiring and stuff, which the SpaceX needs. No, you can see the picture here. It's all pure speculation and height. It's also falling here. Same thing here as well. Sound Hall, also same problem with AI. Yeah, this is all speculated stuff. Yeah. Sandex is anyways top. Valor, okay, this is also good, but yeah, this is also there's nothing much happening here. I don't see any volumes, major volumes. Was some, but it's on a sideways market, so I would not invest here. Okay, this was also pure speculation based on SpaceX. Its quarterly results are also not good, which I can assume here. Yeah, it's also continuously falling. So then what else they have said? Yeah, Reloy, okay. This one is also not that good. There has been no volume majorly, little bit in the last 2 months. Very small. This one also same was went up based on the speculation is coming down right now. This one might be helpful if it breaks this resistance here, then could be interesting here, but rather I would wait that it breaks it. GT form this has anything to do with. So the point here is if you for what would I do? So what I would do is if you look at the journey for Tesla as well, you see here, so this is a monthly chart, and just bear with me. So if you see here, Tesla was launched. Okay, let me go to NASDAQ to be honest. You can see it more better. Okay, so this is from NASDAQ when it was listed. So now you can see here, Tesla was almost launched around 2010. It picked up space. So let's just see when did it pick up space. So basically it picked up space somewhere around here, around 24 euro. Till then it was mostly sideways. There was some they it went up here because there was some because of the hype and stuff. and also the booking and the profit booking happens. So you can see in the small stages, even for Tesla, the people who were not like they were every quarter they were booking their profits, and then you can see the profit booking happening here, and that's why it was coming in that direction. This is the point where the fundamental kicked in. And then if you see somewhere around, it was like in almost, it took around, if you had invested your money here somewhere seeing the hype, then your money would have been invested in this for almost, let me see, yeah, somewhere around 2013 till 2019. So meaning 6 years your money would have been wasted here, or at least lying here, not doing anything and not growing itself, which even if you think about it and put it in a normal ETF, it would have gone much, much better high. So, and then anyone who would have invested even here or anywhere in this after the breakout happened here, it went directly from here till now. The fundamentals are basically keen in, and then in the matter of, I would say, 1, 2, 3, 4, let's take 4 months for example, or if I just take this, it went almost 300% in almost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 months is what already went 300% there, and then even if you book something here, it was still, even if I take like 2, 3 months, it almost went around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In 5 months, it almost went around 88%. So just wait. Similar journey happens for almost all IPOs. So just wait a time and wait here and see. Once this profit booking and things get over, you can see it on the chart. Even if you don't take it, even if I say, okay, I don't know if I am okay to take it over here at this period of time, and I say, okay, I don't take it here. Even if I take it here, when it's a big uh, volume and big breakthrough, and whenever take it here, then also you if you just hold on to the position from here with a small stop loss, you are still reaching somewhere around more than 90-80%. If I calculate the whole thing, then it might, if it have gone more up, so like almost around 600% it has gone, even if I just waited 1 month and it had broken out and gone into that direction. So it's not, and you can still hold it. Like you can book some profit and you can still hold it. So it's not a, it became a multi-bagger later on. So don't be in any FOMO. So what I would do is for myself as well, I will first wait to for that to this thing to get sorted out first, and then basically when then basically once it sorted out and then the profit bookings and everything are done and it breaks through a particular volume, then I will invest. From the investing point of view, I will go. From the trading point of view, short term, to be very honest, if someone is really interested into doing it, then they can have a position here with a very heavy tight stop loss with 130, and so that if the position goes down, you cut it and just ride it and keep on having a trailing stop loss, and then cut it whenever it starts dropping, because it will drop. There's going to be profit booking, so you can trade the position, but for investment, I would wait. Let the foam settle, let everything settle up, and then I would go. If the fundamentals are really good, then one can really go into investing here as well. Yeah, so this is what I would do. If you like this kind of analysis and you want to deep dive more into how I trade or how I invest, then I'm going to do a webinar very soon. I will put the links below. If someone is interested, do comment below. And yeah, where I will go through what are my ETF strategies, how do I find out which sectors or which is right now outperforming, for example, semiconductors and energy sectors is really outperforming in those terms. So, and especially in Europe, how it works, because one has to be also careful that, okay, if you see here, it's the price is 141, and if I see in Nasdaq, it is somewhere around 160. So there is also this euro to dollar conversion which happens. So if you invest and it falls down, then you need to also consider the dollar to euro. The dollar goes up, then also there would be some problems here. So take that also into account, because some people don't do.
So if you like the analysis here, I'm going to do a more in-depth free webinar soon in the month of July. where I'll be going into how I do the ETF investing as an investment, how I can find out, one can find out about sectors, which sectors are growing right now, which is an outperforming sector or an outperforming momentum ETF sector, and one can invest into it, how to balance your portfolio, find diversification, and also from the stock point of view, one can do stock investment and stock trading as well from a weekly or a long term or a mid term time view, not nothing intraday. So I don't want to spend time sitting on the screen. That's my philosophy. I want to have financial freedom, and my teachings and the coaching will also based on the same thing. So if you're interested into that, please comment below and I will add you to the webinar link. It's a free webinar which I'll do in the July, where everyone can join, so it's not a problem. And if you like the content, please like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye bye.